Hello and welcome to Unacademy. Let's crack UPSC Civil Service Examination UPS with India's largest learning just by one subscription. You'll be getting access to unlimited live and hard course. This is Raghu with you. I have been teaching UPSC aspirant past level since I topped 2015 ethics paper. Then I involved in teaching paper. In this direction, with the pen name of Buddha IAS, Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude, Part 1 of all the 50 ARC reports. In this, everything in 50 reports pertaining to GS, all the things in the 15s like first to 15 to all. And I have put them topic is given in UP. Not like I have not summarized the thing. Topic of UPSC and everything given in second year. With respect to syllabus. From first chapter, large chapter, property till then have followed in the no, the things are in sequence. You can contact me, Telegram. Ask you to get a subscription. Don't ask me what you want to get. Are the cases created by creators, creators in the course we having limited live and in our live classes you get all the doubts clarified and which you in class. Also you have got advantage in class due to social pressure or something like that. You will hesitate to ask the doubt. But in your doubt, then you may ask me like how to get subscription. Point in this regard A and to name the set of creators, then my dear variable. There is no other for any every subject. There are many topics. These top educators paid course, and these courses cover the whole syllabus in it. Name the subject: policy, history, geography, environment, all you have from, say for example, three, 300. Take any course, not already like more. Take for example NCRT, get a subscription. At Unacademy, primarily we have got two. If you are having like problem in one time in payment, we have got EMI for 6 and above subscription. Is this clear, my dear friends? You ask me like what we have you and rented shit. Take my promo code. Take my promo code. Get 10 per month. You will get my promo code. If you want a hand holding, because many of our students were facing difficulty, like for making, but there needs to be a person who guides them at the beginning. Syllabus of UPSC is vast and varied. There are many books. One subject beginner will be there. You need a personal coach. Take my promo code and get 20. You will get for 2 years through. Having realized the importance of optional subjects, we have made focus. We'll be teaching almost all UPSC, almost all academy. If you take 2 years subscription or 1 year subscription for just charged years in total, get 10, get that start our according to section. Like teaching last 3 4 everything from my L1 class, ethics and human, basing everything. You may find like at times you may find some flow missing. The reason maybe I have made my effort. I put sufficient effort to make the thing in a flow and point form. But the thing is, what I have made is UPSC syllabus. second ARC report. So all the points from all the reports I am bringing and I am putting under a given topic. So it may appear little like without flow, and sometimes it may you may feel that things are there on the PPT. Yes, I also whenever I am taking these classes, I am making sure second ARC that person, a student who reads them, can directly write them according to. And my dear students, that is videos. While seeing videos, my dear students, don't like films to films or some jokes, cracks, or anything like that. What you see whenever you see UPSC video is relevant to your examination, please write down. Why? Because next time, say for example, this session maybe for 1 hour, want to get revised again, you have to go through the whole thing. In this, somehow there will be promotional, somehow there will be the things which I may use as extra things. You will be losing any video, not only this one. Videos are very, very good because they make you understand the concept. The educator will be imparting the things what he has gained. But the thing is, you have to be without or you come across. Say for example, you write down, revise in 10 minutes, my dear. Because so having, say for example, after 1 or 2 months, you'll be just into prelims. Whenever you read anything or you see a video, make it a table. You getting me? Yes. One more thing, according to ARC report, in all this, that the report, wherever it may be in preface, maybe in introduction, maybe in a national colloquium, wherever in the report I am using that, I am putting under the given topic. Not like only second ARC recommendations. Main crux here, what I want to say, I am using second ARC report as the thing. Maybe in the national colloquium, some eminent person might have said that also I have not going out of second ARC report. Is it clear? Everything what is given there, not even a single word. The second ARC will be discussing strengthening of ethical moral values. How to strengthen the ethical and moral values. Where is there in your syllabus? No, CSE syllabus have got 8 chapters, including the case study chapter. What moral have to read topic under this, under context, under thinking of for civil values. So what exactly you have, first you should, I have taken this also from governance relief. Remember this, maximizing the no need anything. Government structure, the machine, use government. For governance, the NDP refers to decision making decision and the process of implementing decisions. Definition is also used in NDRC. Don't be all these things. Anything you do, if it is maximizing citizen welfare, then that is similarly is the concept of anything which is maximizing citizens' welfare, that has public interest. You take it because in democracy, they rule themselves. Public functionaries, executives are there working. This work, job is given by people. They are working for people. So always that second RC defines integrity in terms of public interest. According to second ARC, what is integrity? For a public servant, for a civil servant, anything upholding public interest, just remember public interest. In general, it is definitions will following ethics is integrity. Integrity is ethics in action. But for second ARC and for when it is referring to public service or civil service, very specific. According to second, integrity means upholding public. See, once again, here also welfare of people. Of course, is a democracy. If it is monarchy, then we would have said that upholding whatever we do, that maximize king's prestige, king's power, like that. But this is democracy, isn't it? So we'll be in my previous class. We were discussing acting. We are just left with our topic, social control. Previous video, control systems we were discussing. In that, combating control, how you are to combat corruption, control system. Control systems are the mechanisms designed to punish and curtail corruption. Also, don't think that I'm going out. So this is the continuation of our previous class related to strengthening of ethical and moral. I told you again. Second ARC is equating failure of ethics is equal to. So if you control corruption, then ethics is the crux, my dear friend. It's a very, very important thing because the whole like ethics in governance, your fourth report, just 1%, not even 5% they speak about ethics. Everything they speak about is how to reduce corruption, how to eliminate corruption. Why? Because if you want to have a society governance with ethics, there should not be or there cannot be corruption. Is this clear? A very, very important hint and a very important secret, you can say. Strengthening of ethical and moral values in this regard make the society such that not corrupt. Means you are strengthening the ethical and moral values. Is this clear? So we'll just complete combating corruption. We have completed three. Social control also we have control. This one discussed. But a last aspect is there, that is also directly related to strengthening the ethical and moral values. After that, we'll get into the directly. And once again, I am reiterating you. I am just telling those things which are given in second years. That's it. The holistic thing I will discuss afterwards. As of now, only the things which are given by second ARC. This is the thing which combating current systems, social control. Social control, citizens' voice. Second ARC says social disapproval. Like for example, in Japan, very important factor in combating and in strengthening the ethical moral. How social disapproval, citizens' voice can be used, denounced, restrained. Citizen object for corruption. Citizens say that this is not good. Citizens' voices can be used to expose corrupt behavior, denounce the corrupt behavior, and also resist corrupt behavior. Very example in Japan, social disapproval has been the means of regulating the behavior of the civil servants. One word, Japan, social disapproval is the thing. Social disapproval can be in many ways. First one, questionable integrity. Social shaming of questionable integrity. What is integrity? In general, integrity means following ethics. With respect to civil servant, what is integrity? Upholding public interest. Is this clear? So, shaming, it happens if someone is caught, corrupt cases, something like that, will be shamed socially, online, Twitter, all this. The other is political embarrassment. And as Japan, it will disapproval of the official the city. If there is political bosses, and also it indicates social disapproval because your political representatives are the representative of the people. Society, social disapproval for corruption can act as a leads to exposure, denunciation, and corrupt behavior. Here, NDRC says that social disapproval is bureaucracy national model, which is for organization, whether it is government or private, if they are big. Without bureaucracy, maintaining big organization is what are the characteristics of bureaucracy? That is, just remember police department, all the things which are there, hierarchy, how they get the post in police department, examination, merit system. Can they use the police vehicle for their own purpose? No, they cannot. Even public use, those things. Second says that social approval can be particularly afflict mechanism of restraint in the hierarchical bureaucratic sector in which servants are held responsible for the hierarchy. Hierarchy is that where the subordinates and are under direct control, and supervision, direct control of the seniors. In Japanese system, social disapproval has played why it is. Before that, you have to ask one thing: we have social disapproval for corruption in the first place. Social disapproval in Japan is as much directed at erring civil servant as at the civil servant, as much directed at the erring civil servant as at the civil hierarchy. Say for example, here you have got constable, SI, IPS. So, Japan, if SI is found guilty, IPS officer will also be looked out same way. He will also be. Does this happen? Yeah? SI is caught. They think, okay, different. Why? Why? Do you think this is a correct thing? Yes. Because in a hierarchical bureaucracy, subordinates are under direct control and supervision of their immediate. So it is their responsibility. In fact, in some cases, since the seniors or the senior officers are also corrupt, it is not possible. In Japan, in case where official misconduct is exposed, wherever official misconduct is exposed, whether it is in court, media, or diet, the parliament of Japan, diet, the impact is felt throughout the agency and as civil servants, along with minister in charge, suffer the social consequences of resulting. Isn't it? How good is this? See what this says that if there is, if a person, say for example in police department, the SI is caught in corruption, and department will face the not only the department, the minister in charge of the police department will also same thing, same social consequences of resulting in public disapproval. This is clear. How good is this? Say for example, if SI is caught, the IPS officer guilty of the minister also. This is clear. But social disapproval not effective in. It is effective only in countries in which the tradition has placed a higher premium on civil servants, and the civil servants on their part value the opinion of the opinion. What are the conditions for effective effective, not ineffective, effective, for social disapproval to be effective in combating corruption? What is the condition? They have to place civil service higher pedestal, and also civil servants should value the opinion of the society. Then possible. Don't bother about the opinion of the society, then it will be inefficient. It is necessary, therefore, that the civil society come forward denounce corruption and express its despair. So, unfortunately, this is not the case in where there is a high social acceptance. So, what India says, the society is accepting the corruption. They don't denounce corruption. They won't express their disapproval. This is point clear. Societal acceptance is essentially an expression of capitulation, corruption, and his terminal things. If the society accept corruption, very difficult for the detection and punishment of the corruption because citizens do not come forward to the government in reporting. Very so society, if people society not disapproving, society not denouncing corruption, it becomes very difficult for the government. Means citizens are not cooperating. Citizens do not come forward to cooperate with the government in reporting corruption. So it becomes difficult for detecting and punishing it. Okay. So what happens if society accepts corruption, which is familiar in most of the countries? In these countries, economic development, though sometimes negative, uneven, sometimes it increases, sometimes it decreases. There is a institutional monopoly, some monopoly or and lack of economical political alternatives. So if there is corruption, the monopoly there. Monarchy is the only like that monopoly. Absolutely no. This leads to lack of economic and political alternatives. Since you have monopoly, there won't be alternative. So once again, this leads people see corruption as inevitable and efforts to fight it are few. In these circumstances, people think that corruption. In such a setting, there is a few alternatives dealing with corrupt civil accept on their and it is in the interest of the corrupt civil preserve nation. Everyone will and they will try to make according to second IRC this. So any doubt with respect to these things? If you have any doubt, please let me know. So having completed that small topic which we were left in our previous class, in the thing. Strengthening ethical and moral values. All you have to understand. Governance is anything which is maximum welfare of citizens. Full definition. That is one. The other thing with respect to this is the for government includes primarily three things: judiciary, legislative, primarily the basic thing. But your governance is all encompassing. Governance all encompassing. Have to keep governance includes not only government It includes private organ, that is market this private. They are concerned with, and there are some organizations which are not concerned with profit, not concerned with profit. They are non some non-governmental organizations, which are motivated only by service. Also, there is civil society group. There is multinational organizations, international organizations. Everything which is affecting the people comes under government. This point clear for you? Of governance should be. This is the reason why second ARC has not used the term ethics in government. They have used the word ethics in governance. In fact, governance is the second highest term in your syllabus. First is ethics, second is governance. In fact, now the term governance has become a buzzword and it is encompassing everything. Your polity, your government, your governance, all these things are coming under this one. So for that, many political scientists, governments especially, they have stopped using the word government. Government, structure, governance is a process. Governance is a process of collective problem solving. Governance includes what all needed for the welfare of the people. If there is anything you are doing, increasing the welfare of the people, that is governance. Background for you, as I have already told you, the answer strengthening the ethical and moral value, moral base, all these things. You, corruption is an important manifestation of failure of, means if there is corruption, manifest that it tells that ethics has failed. Is this point clear? Do we have higher corruption in our society? If we have high corruption in our society, means it. This failure of ethics has manifested in the form of corruption. Is this point clear to you? So, anything. So, what you have to do? You have to that ethical standard followed. You have to see that ethics is, if ethical standards are followed properly, then what it leads to? Leads to curbing corruption, elimination of corruption. The concept on which all of you should, because most of the students when I give the like paper on ethics, they always they are thinking only of ethics. What are the things which reduces corruption are the things which increases it. That is the important thing. Ethical standards do not by themselves ensure ethical behavior. All these things they read. So I am going little bit fast. Ethical behavior requires a robust culture of integrity. Very important. What we need? We need a culture of integrity. What is integrity? Integrity is following ethics. What is culture? Why we need culture of integrity? Culture, you have got three important things. Those things which are passed from one generation to the another. Those things which are learned, and those things which are accepted by most members of the society. Following the ethical standards is cultural. Here, this is the basis on which you have to write. Next, how to strengthen and moral value. How? First of all, since we have discussed in first lesson, I'm going little. We have not like or not there first class. Please watch ethics and human interference academy. So all these things I am saying according to CRC extra I am saying. Any framework of ethical behavior strengthen the ethical and have a ethical framework for, should have a ethical framework for the servants, public servants. In this regard, have one modifying ethical framework should have modifying ethical risk, personal personal interest to avoid conflict. The public is a very important thing. What is the meaning of disclosing personal interest to avoid conflict interest? There is any work, say for example, you are involved in the procurement of some goods. So procurement, you are the person. There are many people who are supplying the goods. There is also a factory which is supplying the same goods or which is producing the same goods. You have to disclose that. Avoids conflict. Creating a mechanism for the relevant. First place, you are modified. All these things you have disclosed personal interest. Otherwise, will be just as codes. If there is no enforcement mechanism, providing norms for qualifying and disqualifying public should clearly say what are the conditions under which a public servant will be disqualified. This is the ethical framework, especially for those people who are working in government. This will strengthen the ethical and moral behavior. So the crux, the gist of these things is all these things promote first, somehow you will be getting the standards, but these standards by themselves won't lead to ethical behavior. You should punish them for not obeying, and you have to reward them who are obeying, and also a culture of integrity. This is clear. The crux of ethical behavior does not lie in adoption of ethical standards in action. Of ethical behavior, sorry, I told does of ethical behavior does lie in sanctions against the violations, adoption of standards and sanctions for violations, and putting in place competent disciplinary body and disciplinary body to investigate allegations of ethical standard violations and promote. Is this clear? So crux of ethical behavior does not lie in bold words and expressions inside in the ethical standards. It needs adoption of the standards. It needs an sanctions for the violation. It needs disciplinary mechanism, and also needs the promotion of cultural integrity, culture of integrity. Very important. How to promote among all the slides what I have from this already, like two very important. So ethics in governance. Same word. As I told you, I'm not even using a single word of my strengthening of ethical and moral values. Second ARC says that an across the board effort is needed to fight the deviant behavior. So across the board means it includes all person involved across the board. Fight the deviant behavior. When you fight the deviant behavior, it leads to ethical governance. It leads to strengthening of ethical and moral values in the. It says that second ARC says that ethics in governance wider happens in different forms in governance much wider doesn't include only the arm government government or legislature judiciary and executive no it's still a wider concept and across the board effort is needed to include corporate ethics so not only these arms of the government across the board effort who are involved like corporate business in fact there should be a paradigm shift from the pejorative derogatory business ethics to that dear people, dear citizens, please don't go for ethics in business. What happens is in business ethics, if some business says business, business ethics always what is the main motto of a business? What is the main business? Isn't it? Business is not like charity, it is not philanthropy. Business. Then what is the main aim of business? Main aim of business is profit. So anything you do to get a profit becomes business ethics. This point clear. So what is the difference between business ethics and ethics in business? The aim, the goal of any business, goal or of anything which leads to profit, ethical. Anything which leads to profit is second ARC says that the wrong. You have to go for ethics in business. Ethics is means is this clear? There's a need for every profit as these entities are now vitally involved in the need of ethics. Every profession, voluntary organization means non-profit organization, civil society structure, all these are very involved in the governance. So have fixing things. Finally, there should be ethics in city. Such behavior implicates directly the administration because society. How ethics in government you can master this, internalize this one. Almost all the questions in this stream, the crux is business derogatory thing. Don't do business ethics. It have in business. Business ethics means aim, the goal, the end of business is anything you do to get profit is ethical in business. But ethics in business means following high moral and moral standards. Is this clear? Also, says that in governments, in ethics, questions not only business, even voluntary organizations and also civil society and citizens. And as he says, Raja Tata. How the king will be determined the Praja. Yata Raja Tata Praja. How the king will be, so will be the people. Second, as he says that in Ramayana, Valmiki underscored a very basic. Dear students, I will be using some of the they are the basic in said by Valmiki. Message is loud and clear. The general erosion in values seen in a society mirrors the there is general erosion of values, lack of ethical and moral values. There is lack of ethical moral values society. Then that is in a society only mirror of means that those who are ruling they are corrupt. All the people mean to say that if your ministers, Modi ji, your civil servants, all who look after that, they are corrupt. Variably, here Yatha Raja, don't you think so? Not only that, in your family, your society, applicable all these things. Out with the Raja doing that, and as I said that take the example of Dhruva Nakshatra. Especially when we follow star, they will be long before like the Viva. Forest was everywhere. There was as I said, he who administers person administers the government. In our case, servants, your PM, CM are the people who are administering the government. Compared to the polar star, which keeps its place and all other stars turn to the person who is administering the government around him. When the ruler himself is right, people naturally follow him in his right. The government is right. If the government is then or derelict, government will. If the government is by the people or derelict, not bothering your patient responsibilities, if you are governed by people who are not responding, who are not following their rules and regulations, then government, is this clear? Any doubt with respect to these things? For any paradigm change, uh, or staff leader plays a prominent role, because we'll be looking at leader for continuing that paradigm change. Paradigm changer has to be the person. Paradigm change has to come. It fixing very very. One of the reason why these are very important is these are your whole syllabus. Any paradigm change has to come in the of ethics in has to come to the top of people who are present any part or any section of like charity, like charity be more than that, more than that, sense of morality came from the core of the leader who preaches like charity, more than charity, sense of morality also came from the core of the leader who preach a leader who preaches all these things, ethical and moral things. First, like charity, isn't it? A person who has money preaches all these things. First, he has to give. How can the peasants who are not having, who are having meager resources, how can they go for charity when they cannot meet their own ends? And those builded power of governance, those building powers of governance, being of state, they vote, standardize any part of the when they are setting standards conduct. First, they have to be first what they have to be. Is this concept clear for you? Very simple. All these things, Tata Raja, Tata Praja, come from there. They are like charity, and more than that, isn't it? Unfortunately, this is not happening. See, take for example, many of your chief ministers, don't want to take the name chief ministers, many of them have gone to jail and come. Your MLAs and MPs, ethical. This should is this point clear? In the first thing, it is emphasizing that leader should be Raja, our king, the people who are administering. Next, second has this is that need for attitudinal reform, personal. Why is the word many people saying, sir, whole society is spoiled, sir. I'm just a part, a thing. What is the me becoming ethical? I won't make any difference. They say, see, society is made up of people like you. Only when all the people are good, only the society will be private life, reform, following integrity. The other day also I gave an example. Society said that for a palau. or a rice bath or a biryani. The integrate if the ingredients are good, like what the fresh spices you are using, basmati rice, you are good refined oil you are using, fresh vegetables are you are, the ingredients are all good, then chances of palav becoming, isn't it? How can you expect the palav to be very good when you are bringing and putting rotten vegetables? You are using spices about some 2 to 3 years back. Spices you are using are not fresh. You are using a rice which is of very low quality. Are very important and powerful for this internalization. Any machine, any machine is yes, good person will indicate how the machine is also the widespread corruption that we notice all around only mirrors the general erosion. This first place they said that leaders should be correct. Correct. Now this is also the second view. They're saying that widespread corruption that we noticed all around only mirrors the general erosion of morality and ethics in our society. General erosion of ethics and morality in our society means showing that we are not following ethical and moral things, ethical and moral values. We are not at all following. Second, as he has mentioned a quote in which it says that Kirabai says that ultimate guarantee against ultimate guarantee of abuse of power, misuse of judicial abuse lies in the political and but against ultimate safeguard against abuse of power is political and legal safeguards. A vigilant public opinion in favor of corruption are not bothering about that except reduction and justice. You are praising or making person who is corrupt, the prime minister, chief minister, minister. Don't take me parochial way. Taking like not anything. Really, one of the thing we have observing the other day, one of my student was saying, "Sir, nowadays all politicians are corrupt, sir. So what is there as in me supporting a person who is corrupt, who went to jail, now he is the CM? What is there? See, in your legal system, person is being found to jail. People, what they think, okay, he is our person, our caste person, our religious person. Hey, anything. Values are objective. When you tie object to anything, then it becomes very difficult. If you want to reform attitudinal reforms, want to reform attitudinal reforms will have to be first thought about even in our private. So, think about reformers in civil servants or anyone. First, we have to bring attitudinal reform. Very famous. My dear students, things what I am saying. If you are like writing this time, obvious that at least one question will. In fact, last year Most of the questions came from what I thought. In fact, last year question, many of the students may have got. So we can target more than 160. Target for is 7% of is feasible. With my guidance, following my classes, definitely will have. Andrew Bradley, he says that constitution may indicate which we have. Our constitution says that we should have liberty, equality, being just giving a direction. Okay, you have to go. What is this direction? Direction where we have to have equality, liberty, fraternity, all these things. But the social structure will decide how far we are able to. Constitution just shows the direction. How long you will move, how far you will go, and to what place, and at what pace. Will you go very fast or will you be very slow? Will be decided by the social what is there. Please don't attach yourself to any parochial thing. In the name of religion, race, caste, sex, allow behavior. See what is happening in the Middle East. In the Middle East is one of the richest places. Oil. They are fighting. There is no other religion there. Two brothers are fighting. That is the reason why we have got. Did you get the importance of secularism? Fighting can happen there, within the family, within the religion, country, society, all these things. Mahatma Gandhi says that as human beings, fitness able to is that even if we remake the greatness, our greatness lies not in so much able to word. And it is a myth of this atomic age. Even then, if you can remake yourself, it will be better than to remake the whole concept clear. Mahatma Gandhi, this may be also asked. I am saying that this may be asked. Just to see in another 2 or 3 years, any of these questions will. I not that I am telling because these are the things given. Is this point clear? So constitution creates just direction, structure of the society which decides how long you will move, with what pace, and in what direction. To righteousness. Here also, of course, many freedom fighters, nation, or society, the examination, say that some are wrong, but don't say that our society is wrong or all these things. Because it is very fair. Just the other day also I was thinking because this is the thing which I have observed. And foremost, you are criticizing the society, then you are criticizing you because you are the person responsible for that. In a democracy, you are the king. In a democracy, you are the person who have to correct the things, not somebody else. And also, a similar analogy. How do you feel about a person who criticizes his own family? Right to say that something second says that emphasizes the righteous life and righteousness, right path, the virtuous conduct, righteousness, following ethical standards leads to righteousness, righteousness of life and character building should be emphasized. And also, this righteous life and character building, which is with the dharma, the righteousness, as taught in the religion. Righteousness word teached in Buddhism very predominant for that no of just say that you have to be only like, predominantly they are saying in Buddhism, but in all the religions they teach the righteousness, also character building. Confucius also emphasized that man himself become righteous and then only there shall have the righteous word. Very important. So Confucius emphasizes that man himself, man himself should become righteous. What is righteous? Following ethical standards, high moral and ethical standards, high moral and ethical values. Man himself must follow ethical, must become righteous, and then only there shall be righteousness in the world. If an individual not following the, then you expect the world, the society at large to follow them. This is comparable to Gandhiji. What Gandhiji said: "Be the change." The change you heard, same as what that man himself righteous, and then only there shall be righteousness. So what is saying? All say that we are very very good people, others are bad. It be just because others are bad, don't try them. If you want to change the society, is this clear? And doubt with very very have to write and make. Yesterday mentioned things how corruption was drastically reduced in Hong Kong. Hong Kong corruption is high previously. Hong Kong has reduced corruption in government and more importantly broken the mindset of people about the inevitability of the corruption. Previously in Hong Kong, people had the notion that corruption is inevitable. We cannot change. What will happen if I only try? My all effort will be futile. All these things. How it happened? How it was possible? Mean to say that corruption was decreased. How? And the ethical and moral values in governance and also ethical and moral values in the individuals also. How did this happen? Second ARC says that all happened because of ICAC. ICAC means Independent Committee Against Corruption. Independent Against Corruption, independent body acting as a corruption body. The main crux of the another two, three slides which I will be showing is independent agency against corruption has reduced the corruption drastically. How it was able to reduce the corruption drastically? It was able to reduce corruption drastically. One of the important thing brought changes in the mindset of the people. It brought changes in the mindset of the people. This was the main reason for the success of ICAC, Independent Commissioner Against Corruption. Main thing it did is change the people. Previously, you think that inevitability of corruption, their mind, it used lot. It's will explain all those things. So, for that, it says that for a body to act like that, that body should be dependent. Is it possible and is it available in developing countries? Possible, but it is not available. Take the case of Lokayukta, ACP, your Lokpal. They are not given independence because executive is interfering in their day-to-day activity. Appointment of those people will be with the hand of executive. That is the reason whenever the government change, head of the local anti-corruption bureaus will transfer. Corruption in corruption in ICAC Hong Kong was certain was most citizens saw it as inevitable and resistance is before body was appointed and before body came into existence. People of the Hong Kong thought that corruption is inevitable. Of resistance also. Hong Kong's Independent Commissioner Against Corruption has used several legal and powers and innovative social strategies. Social strategies are very important. So it has used legal, also investigative powers, what it had, produce reduction in corruption and change the public. So for this, one of the main thing what is needed is independence of the body. If a body like ICAC is present in any country, second as it says that changing the people, reducing the corruption are very very high. Second ARC says that this ICAC has got lot of independent people, own top government leaders. It is not only top government official, its own officials having its own officials hidden work other public agencies for years after leaving. Any of the people who has worked in these agencies cannot work in any private organization, public organization or agency after leaving. The ICAC as free from network of corruption as the so one of the reasons why this ICAC is so independent that their employees are not forbidden to work in other public agencies. They cannot work even after many years of their living. Its powers are remarkable too. Business as well as official corruption falls its mandate. It can seize personal and business records with ease and can place the burden of proving innocence on the can seize personal and business records and with ease and can place the burden of proving innocence on the suspect. important. What is the meaning of burden of innocence on the suspect? Means if ICSA says that you are corrupt, you are taken bribe, it is saying that. Then no, I have not taken. You have to prove that. The proving becomes yours. What is that happening in us? If you, in general, in many countries, say for example in India, take a person, anything like organization or any places, they are taken to court in any corruption cases. The opponent has to prove that this person is guilty of corruption. Please internalize this one. If there is an allegation of corruption in our country, the person who has filed the complaint has to prove evidence that this person is guilty of corruption. But here now it is not the case. Burden of proving innocence rests on the suspect. Means says that you are corrupt. No, I am not corrupt. That person has to. Not the other way. We are not proving that this person is corrupt. That person is proving that not corrupt. Is this point clear? Next, what if our ICAC that was the purpose of ICAC? So please take all these things and incorporate these things. Why it is important is this case study is given in the second ARC. Many democracies afford to give this power, such a huge power, but they can learn from ICAC. It's massive, well, massive, well campaigns have broken the belief that corruption is inevitable. Yes, first broken the belief. First of all, what he has said has done, he has broken the belief that corruption is inevitable. Yes, obviously that thing. No, we can have society where there is no television. What it has done, television advertisement, that will publish a telephone number of television advertisements, publish a telephone for complaints, promised. See, if this is the case, don't you think you all will be telling that? See, there is a phone number, and it's promised that they won't reveal who has said this. Then won't you refer all the people you come across doing corruption? There's anonymity. Just inform and leave it. The authority will take care of the thing. And another thing, what this ICS has done, corruption is tied in such campaigns and in materials dispersed in children as harmful to economy, traditional change. So bad light. It was distributed everywhere with children. So it is affecting everyone, harmful to society, economy, and our values and ethos. Not only that, it has organized concerts, sporting events, faster anti-corruption team. Many people in now report first they thought that is inevitable and it was broken. This when it is broken, they start. Yes, this is clear. By 1980s, by 1980s, a stricter view on corruption than did their elder ones of few societies. But younger people, they thought that corruption is a very, very bad thing. Way ICAC has changed the social environment that tolerated corruption and helped. Is it clear? So what is the first? Have to this concept clear? Anything doubt? Please let me know. What the main thing is people can be changed. Lesson, rest lesson. See, we are not tolerating corruption. This attitude and the whole people need to be exposed to information about the have a think that corruption it's okay. First, we have to tell and make the things people's mind clear that if there is no corruption, getting lot of when you tell that lot of advantages, then people will say, okay, this for this. So you have to that corruption change will come when the initiative go out the corruption than instead in such important change will come when the incentive oh corruption becomes in that. So by this in Hong Kong, corruption places people. So this take this example because it is there in the second very popular. Any doubt, any clarification with respect to any doubt? And don't forget my promo code IAS, where you will be getting 10% and my where I will be providing all the notes I will be teaching. Because of these schedules, I am not able to give all the things as of now. I'll take some leave and I will use and I'll give all the things. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also hit the bell icon. Let's crack UPSC exam academy. Happy learning. Take care. Come up with a great lesson.